Follow-up video to a video that I did comparing the bundle group to the union group. These are two new features on Tinkercad. And I want to send out a huge thanks to C. Pramick, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, for helping me out with this, because I was kind of confused in how the bundling, especially around holes, how that was working with the bundle group versus the union group. And he gave a door example to help illustrate this. Essentially, you can create the cutout for the door and place the door simultaneously inside of another object using the bundle group in conjunction with the union group. So to illustrate this, here are the three pieces: the door, the hole for the door, and the wall. We could then place the door inside of the cutout for that door. And we're just going to make sure it's centered here using the alignment tool. And rather than using union group or Control G, which would cause the door to actually disappear once it was grouped, we're going to use bundle group or Control B. And it may not look like anything's happened here, but if you move this around, you can see that they have been bundled or grouped together. And it is outlined in green. Now you're also going to notice I'm using the side menu here to toggle between the bundle group and union group, but don't forget you also have the buttons for union group and bundle group along the top. So after this, we're going to place this bundle group inside of our wall. Now with this bundle group in place inside of our wall, we're just going to select everything here and then group them as a union or union group. Control G. And what we end up with is the door preserved inside of that cutout for the door because it was part of that bundle group, but that bundle group did cut out the hole in our wall, which was not part of that bundle group. So then I started thinking, well, how else can I use this? All right, let's go back to an earlier project that I did. This was a print-in-place door hinge or pin hinge, meaning that you could just print this up and not have to worry about assembling it later because it would just work by pulling it off the print plate and you'd be good to go. This was an example of a hinge that I created to make that work. Let's take this hinge apart just to show you the example I want you to pick out here. So those are just the two ends of the hinge here. This is the middle part of the hinge. You can see inside here, the purple are the knuckles that would rotate inside of here. And so in order to create the space for them to rotate inside of these two outer parts here, I had to create the holes. And that's what these were here, basically just copies of those knuckles that I just turned into holes. So this is basically that hinge taken apart. Now, when it comes time to actually grouping these all together, I had to be really careful here because having these holes on top of these knuckles, if I were to simply just select it all and press what back then would have been just group, or in this case, union group, I would lose those knuckles altogether because those holes would basically swallow them up and make them disappear. So I had to be really careful in selecting what parts I would then group together and then leave out. And that was basically how I created these hinges. But the bundle tool allows me to get around that. So let's just pull this apart again and show you what I'm talking about. Let's ungroup this. So essentially, the bundle group becomes really helpful because I can just take this and I could use the bundle group here. And you can see I've got that nice green outline showing that they are together as one piece. Next, I can just put these pieces in and then select the entire thing and use union group. And what you're going to see is that I now have the hole carving into these side blue pieces, but not getting rid of that purple knuckle inside. In fact, if I were to make this transparent or T, you can see exactly what has happened here. So bundle group does have that unique advantage in this particular situation and scenario, where the bundle group will preserve the hole and the other solid objects that it is matched up with or bundled with. However, when that bundle group is then grouped using union group with another shape, that hole will actually impact those other shapes that are not part of that bundle group. And I'm kind of hoping that that example really helped to illustrate what the power of bundle group does now for you in those specific situations. So again, the door example really helped me out here because that allowed me to then see how I could apply it to something like my hinges. All right, some clarification there. And I think once I start to wrap my head around this some more, I'm hoping that there will be more applications and instances where this bundle group can be the tool of choice over the union group. All right, I hope that helps. Again, C. Pramik, thanks again for clarifying this for me. And until next time, take care, and we will see you later.